is going to switch with him, and Flynn has gone into top of the left. Murphy hitting it in towards Milan. Nice balance and control, getting it away from O'Sullivan. He's causing problems for Diarmuid O'Sullivan. And this is in the early stages, getting it on his left-hand side. He strikes well, and he's put it over. John Milan from the Decisive club. Well, he's won a free, now he's won a point off Diarmuid O'Sullivan.
Yeah, he has the legs, and they played a lovely line ball across the north to left, but like, it's early days yet. O'Sullivan probably wins the game, but Milan has legs, and Cork to be shouting he's turned over carry, but he's using the pace, and a fantastic score.
So the teams are level. Donald O'Cusack about to pump this one out, playing in his 5th championship season. In those 5 seasons, he's played for 4 different coaches. Alan Brown was trying to dig it out, but it's Andy Maloney. Forward here towards Ken McGrath, high up into the air, hoping the wind will carry it on for him. That was Mulcahy touching it down, coming in here and striking it brilliantly into the back of the net.
It's John Milan again.
Once again, he's done it.
Long high ball coming in, Cork defence recovered it underneath it. Pat Mulcahy couldn't get to it, brought back to Milan, and a fantastic score. He's on fire at the moment. Cork will be thinking of taking off Diarmuid O'Sullivan.
Well, they'll surely make some rearrangement here of their forces. Mulcahy just batted it down. In came the Predator, John Milan, and a goal and a point now after 8 minutes of play. As might work, doesn't quite come off initially, but Milan has it against 3 or 4 red shirts from Cork. Jersey was being pulled, he's fired up, but it gives Waterford a chance just to settle down and draw level. This should go over.
He has pace, Gerald, like the right to bring him out. He has to use that pace to take him on, because he is causing trouble when he gets on the ball.
Dave Bennett coming up to hit it. Dave, who played Fitzgibbon Cup with UCC, so he knows plenty about Cork and about Cork hurling. 3 points so far. In fact, it's Paul Flynn who's going to take it. He goes short to Milan. Goal!
It worked, Ger. Paul Flynn was brave enough to do it. Give it to Milan. He stuck it in the net. The Cork guys are having a chat on the goal line.
What a great piece of individualism from Waterford's Paul Flynn, who stepped up to take it rather than Bennett, and Milan fired it in for his 2nd goal of the day.
Flynn was brave, Gerald. A brave man, a brave decision.
That's Pat Mulcahy getting it away, only as far as Peter Queally trying to set up John Milan, perhaps the one man who can really win this for Waterford. Taking on Wayne Sherlock, going for another one, and the final pass cut out by Shanahan Halpine. Milan trying to do too much on his own. He would have expected a bit more from Paul McGrath, the wounded hero, bandaged 2nd half, but he's tapped it over the bar. And now there are only 3 between them. Paul Flynn with 3 points. Sympathetic applause. Do the fans believe it? Team believe it, that they can still come back and win the championship once again? Flynn has given them a little bit more hope. 3:30.
Looked very like a Cork player. That's what he's on about.
This is Owen McGrath from the centre of the field down towards Prendergast. This is the substitute coming forward here, Seamus Prendergast, and Milan. Oh, another one!
This guy has gone wide today.
The hat-trick man has done it. 20 minutes into the 2nd half. Goals after 8 minutes. 13 minutes of the 2nd half. And now 7 minutes later, here he comes again. The man from De La Salle fires it past Donald O'Cusack. He hit it venomously. It was a beauty.
It's that left hand, Jerry. It's very, very hard to hook or stop, and he has the pace. He's brought Waterford right back in the game again, just when they seem to be gone out of it.
Level.
Back into the full forward. Oh, and it's a great save from Stephen O'Keefe at the goal from Rory Gleeson. Gleeson looked to be through on goal, put through by Ryan. Brilliant shot going towards the corner. O'Keefe dived full length out to his right and batted. Gadley turns his man. He's
He's gone side 20 metres out, heading into hill 16, and takes the blaster of a shot. Oh, it's touched out for a 65. Again, Stephen O'Keefe came to the rescue there. Grealish had acres of ground, used his pace, had a shot, but once again, Stephen O'Keefe, as he was in the Munster final, puts it out for a 65. It could have been a goal for the Galway man. Still 7 points apiece, a 65 for Waterford.
Yeah, Kieran, and in fairness, like 17 minutes gone was the first time Stephen O'Keefe was called into action. I saw him in the warm-up there, and the States he was making it a warm-up. But we see...
2nd time of asking, only as far as John Milan. Is this the moment he gets
gets his first point of the match. It is. And he's made it 16 each. Match level yet again. A titanic struggle, an overused phrase, I know, but this is turning out to be a wonderful final. What a time to get your first score. Sure, it felt good. 50 metres out from his own end line. He's hit it a huge distance down, all the way in. Malumphey was coming in onto it. John Mullane here with a loose ball, and it's sent over the bar by John Mullane. 2 in a row for John Mullane. Like the buses, you wait for a while to get one, and then 2 come along at once, and it's 17 apiece. And John Mullane has tied it up in the 67th minute. An engaging and engrossing contest. Ken McGrath to take it. Hit 3 huge pointed frees in the first half. This time again, lobbing it in, looking for favourable breaks. Seamus Prendergast, so good in the air, on his left-hand side. What a stirring performance by Seamus Prendergast. It's his second. He's been fritting in and out of the match, but so effective when the ball is pumped down on top of his head like that. Made it his, took the score, nobody able to stop him, and Kilkenny's defence in some disarray.
Ken McGrath, difficult enough angle. That's a great point. The second since being introduced. They still believe, but only just.
Yeah, super point there by Ken McGrath, Marty. But before that, the ball fell to Declan Prendergast, or to Seamus, when the 9 points down. Some forward lines fall into the trap of going for goals too early, where 3 or 4 points will bring you back in the game, because there's always a chance that the defence will relax and you get a chance as Waterford are there.
Ken McGrath, that's his 3rd point. And it will also, I'm sure, Donald, considering Ken McGrath's performance, I know it's late in the game and Tipperary look like they have it won, and even allowing for that, but his impact here is quite impressive. Perhaps he was the one that should have started and not Brian Holloway.
Yeah.
Racing out to the corner goes Seamus Prendergast. Back to Mullane. What a score from John Mullane. The setup from Gary Hurling, who switched inside, and Mullane, well, when he was celebrating that score, it seems he agitated one of the Clare defenders, but Waterford lead by 2. And here it is again.
Great score by John Mullane. John
hit 12 points in a challenge game a couple of weeks ago against Kilkenny. Fancies his chances here. That is an incredible score from Dave Bennett. With the breeze at his back, he nudges Waterford. Waterford turned defence into attack in the blink of an eye, and Mullane, he is on fire, linking up with Prendergast yet again. And it looks like Waterford have targeted that left-hand side of the Clare defence that Clare were worried about, and Mullane is wreaking havoc.
Yeah, great catch by Seamus Prendergast, and once John Mullane gets the ball in his hand, it's his 4th point, and
Pumping it into the corner, and it's a good ball for John Mullane. The quick ball inside. Brian Mullins misread it. It's Owen Kelly. Great thinking by Mullane with the fast ball. Obviously Kelly called. It was delivered, and it was just tapped in so easily. Awfully exposed after 3 minutes of play. Here comes Owen McGrath. Back there is Michael Verney. So too Ger Oakley, the only man with an All-Ireland medal in his pocket. Ball given away. Here's Owen Kelly. Second goal for the number 14, who now registers 2 goals and 3 points in the opening half. This ball should have been cleared. Kelly survived the challenge, and really Brian Mullins had no chance. Bursting through, no chance for David Kenny, no chance. Points. Now will he go for more than that? Goes for the goal! A huge psychological boost on the stroke of half-time and changes the complexion of the scoreline completely. Wexford should have anticipated this. They had 4 men on the line. He went to blast it and it whizzed past Damien Fitzhenry and his colleagues from the full back line. Look at this. Whack. Right into the net. From any angle. Drops this in. Throws Dan Shanahan. Up goes the hand. Here comes the shot. Oh, brilliant. He's back. And when Dan plays, Waterford usually perform. Cracking second half. Did I say it was quite a while ago, Tomas?
We said we had no goals, Martin. We have 5 now. A great shot for Dan, and that's going to do his confidence the world of good. I mean, you don't become a bad player overnight. It's just a confidence factor. Maybe work a bit harder at your game and put him in at the edge of the square. Has worked a ton of.
They carry it forward again with some determination here by Jack Kennedy. One-handed forward by Dan Shanahan. Oh, it's on the goal line and it's in the back of the net. There is a goal. And inevitably it's Owen Kelly, but the Waterford version of that. 56 minutes are gone in the game, and Owen Kelly of Waterford gets in for another championship goal this season. 6th of the year, 9th in his career. Goalkeeper made a great stop, but it was prodded home by Owen Kelly.
Prendergast there. Malumpi is fouled inside, but the referee is not giving it to him. Ball cleared away by the Galway man. And Boney out as far as Shane Welch. Shanahan passes it into Jack Kennedy. Kennedy sizes himself up for a shot. Long ball out. Goes across the goal. Oh, great chance for Owen Kelly. Yes, great goal, Owen Kelly. Galway goalkeeper and fullback really made a hames of that.
Absolutely.
Speculative shot from Jack Kennedy, falling short. 2 of them went for it. 2 of them went to ground. Ball broke to Owen Kelly.
Yeah, it's absolutely terrible from a Galway perspective. You know, that's an absolute nightmare. Fullback and goalkeeper tackled each other, and ball landed for Owen Kelly. No, he took it well. He still had a bit of work to do to take it, but terrible play by the Galway fullback. But
5 or 6 yards left to goal. Neither was John Hurling running up for a pass. But Kelly has his eye on the goal, has a shot for it. Looks to be going straight. Dan Shannon gets already to it. It's gone all the way to the net. Maybe Dan got a hurt. Dan had the fist up. Maybe he did get a touch. I thought it went all the way to the net. But one way or the other, it's a goal for Waterford. 2:11 to 1:18. Now we have a ball game on.
yeah, 3 minutes of normal play left, and there's only 3 points in it, and you know it'll be a nervy finish for Galway. Haven't been in control for a long time. They'll be feeling now that it's going to be a very nervous last 3 minutes.
Too soft. Waterford go
to play there. Brick Walsh intervenes to Malumphey, blocked well down by Seamus Hickey there. Limerick players coming in 2s and 3s. Ball breaks to James Ryan, the WIT student for Limerick. Sends the ball in low. It could be dangerous. Connors comes out for it. Oh, the ball beats Connors and his marker. Oh, Murphy races across. That's good play by Murphy. Gets it back to Kevin Moore. And Kevin picks it up inside his 20-metre line. Gets it out to Stephen Malumphey. That's good play by Moore there. Finds Malumphey. Malumphey's up the shoulders and sends it long in towards the middle of the field. Ken McGrath runs out near the 45-metre line now, near the sideline, hitting into the Killeen then, sends the ball in low towards Prendergast and Milan. Prendergast comes out, fails to get on the first attempt, gets it on the second, turns his marker, takes his shot, sends it over the bar. That's a good score for the Ardmore man. Missed it on the first attempt, got it on the second, over the bar, and the Waterford supporters and the Killeen then were happy to see that one go over. 2 points.
Thomas Ryan. Farris Tulloch Near, Tasha Shahan on score roll, Tasha Bunachin Near, Chin, oh, Chin, Jackson and on score a Chin. Like Thomas Ryan. Nish Sharpie was stoppy here, goal bar. Fish a piece of ma. He's on my Bill McCormack row hostel Shin. Hullily Road. Oh, pass all in. Stocky did Casey in Sharish, Rashid did Thomas Connors. Connors goes a goal reach, Tasha Gordon, goal! On Dara Cole, score and take Port Loriga. And Yimocht, go no mate, go cool. Over the Gopolich and Poncheliva all the rashes. Go Connors is Jock, the cooler into Nigga, Tomer Fod. And Brian O'Sullivan. Farrell Spolovic, Gunnar Jessica O'Sullivan, Nisher Cooley, now gets Hashishin, but a drastic Brian O'Sullivan. Labrish the Shias, Shilif, Fotche, Rish, Feckershin and Ober. Sullivan, Gary, Kurt Trastenchin, Hullur, Kalish, Thomas Ryan. Pass all in Thomas Ryan, Shakaji Shane Casey, Shanty Casey, Nishal Lawn, Tossakog, Shane Casey, out of Traston. Rashig, Tiberdorn, Noel McGrath, Agur Nunzi. Kinch could have shot the Patrick Maher. Maher pass that's our 100 chance John O'Neill. Oh, so it's Ian Tuckachinig, Adrian Power. What so what's Mirulto. Kinch Mishach Chinig the Forty Thomas Ryan, chance Ryan and Dara Cole, Forty Thomas Ryan. August Chappin and Ori Rugabine. Well, Vrishchin, Father Thomas Ryan, Thor the Chestnut, Jasmar, Sturish, Horan Goulbar.
He goes high, he catches it, he turns his marker. He's been pulled and dragged by McEntee. Play answer the ref. 1-6 against the goal! Shane Walsh buries it in the back of the net. The man from 4 mile water. But Big Dan won a great 50-50 ball. Ahead of McEntee, pulled to the ground, onto Shane Walsh, back in the net. 1 point between the sides for it.
Brilliant stuff by Dan. The two Shanahans, Morris and Dan, have made a huge impact in this game since they came in. Brilliant stuff. And Shane Welch, who said we needed this going forward, came on and got a goal.
Oh, the Cumroy man is in form, and when Dan is in form, you'd even ask Ken McGrath's out of the dugout. Oh my God, would he love to be out there? Puck out, Callan with it, 18 points to 115. My stopwatch says we're in injury time. From the puck out, Shane O'Sullivan wins but drops it to the ground. It's Hull will come away with it. It's that man, Declan Prendergast. That's great play by the Ardmore man. Gives it to John Milan. Milan on his left takes his shot. It's over the bar. Brilliant stuff by Declan Prendergast. Onto Milan. We wanted him to score from play. He's done it in injury time. Super by Milan.
And brilliant stuff by Declan Prendergast, Kieran.
Time ticks down, my stopwatch reads. Tap it over. He's having a bit of a run at it. I'm sure he'll tap it over, but he bends, he lifts, he strikes. Oh, it's rising high and gone over the bar. Point number 9 for Kelly. Back to a 4-point game.
Back to a 4-point
game. We'll see. From the puck out, Malumphey wins it. Good play by the determined captain. He's racing away from his marker. He's inside the 45. Hand passes to Kelly. He catches that ball. He takes his shot and he sends it over the bar. Inspiration by Malumphey. Finished by Kelly.
Malumphey is the heartbeat. We may be missing Ken McGrath, but Malumphey, brilliant.
Great play now to Waterford. Good incensed by this. Very cynical again. Look, in fairness, the referee's telling him to get up. Number 7 for Galway.
With Carl Duggan. Duggan is sending it long. If Connors and Ryan look on to this one. Thomas Ryan has it, takes a shot. Oh, put up the green flag. He did it. He might have missed the first one. That's a super bit of skill by Brian O'Sullivan. Lovely long ball, diagonal ball. Ryan was onto it like a flash. Trasher Tracy did it in 74 for Tallow. Thomas Ryan cracked that one, Brian.
Fantastic score. And
he sees Jordan. He has the ball in his stick. Still Thomas gone inside the 45. Hand pass the ball inside. The ball has gone into Thomas Connors. Thomas to Casey. Casey must score. Takes his shot. Goal! Casey gets the all-important goal. Connors created, and the man who finishes is Thomas Connors. What a goal there. Thomas Ryan was in the setup, but the ball came across, and brilliant, intelligent play by Thomas Connors. Didn't last, just placed it in, and now we have a game in our hands. 210 to 114. Great score, Thomas Connors.
Yeah, that's the score Waterford really needed. Really puts them back in contention. And it's really anybody's game now, but Waterford have the momentum back in.
Ball cut off by Michael Brick-Walsh, threads it through. Kevin Moran rounds his marker. John Tennyson, there's still Kevin Moran. Good play by the Dennis Salman. He's 30 metres out. Can he put it through? First out to Shane Walsh. It's a goal! A brilliant goal by Shane Walsh. What a run by Kevin Moran. The Dennis Salman had passed to Shane Walsh. And the man who tore the hearts of the Galway man have tore the hearts of the Kilkenny defence. 4.5 minutes gone. Brilliant by the 4 mile man. Wherever Paddy Joe Ryan is, he's dancing you jig.
It was great. In fairness, Brick Welch, Kevin Moore, great run. Ran at Kilkenny, opened them up a little bit. Shane Welch, and it was something similar to the goal that he got that damn game. The ball went behind him, he turned around.
Brown hits it, dropping around the 20-metre line. Hogan is under it. He's tall. He should catch it. He fails to catch. Into Shane Walsh. Shane is going goalwards. What can he do? Kicks it. It's a goal! Goal number 2 from the man. Noted as a footballer in 03 when he did it against Kerry. And this time he does it in the biggest stage of all. Croke Park in an All-Ireland semi-final. What a goal by Shane Walsh. Grabbed it with determination. We know he's a good footballer. We know he can do it. And no better man to kick it into the net than the great Shane Walsh. Great second goal for Walsh. We're back with a bang. 221, 214, 7-point differential. The man who's taking the free is Owen Kelly. Doing well from place balls and from free. He scored a beauty from the sideline just a short time ago. Joe Kennedy gives this up to Ken McGrath, eager to come on, disappointed at not starting because of that injury in the knee. Drops it. It's a goal by Owen Kelly. Would you believe it there? The all-top has gone over the bar. PJ Ryan has gone over the bar. but O'Kelly leaps into the air, deceived the whole back line. 28 minutes gone. 3:14, 2:21. Waterford are back. Great goal, O'Kelly.
If we can give away a soft goal in the first half, they can give away a soft goal too.
4 points game now from the... Hi, Kevin Moore inside. So too is Shane Walsh. Shane Walsh inside. Shane takes a shot. Oh, great goal by Shane Walsh there. Did very well. Just batted it down. A lot of supporters are waiting for the roar there, but he batted it into the ground. Took a while to hit the net. That's coolness personified. 32 minutes gone. Good high ball in. Controlled well by the 4-mile man. Back at the net. Waterford back in with a bang. 1-5, 2-3.
Yeah, and I think we were just mentioning earlier, Shane Walsh certainly has the beating of Damien Joyce. He's far stronger, far better in the air. And, he showed at that time. Great finish again. He's having another...
Sends the ball in, dropping around the edge of the square. This could be very dangerous. Ball falls to Mahoney. He's in the back of the net. It's a goal! Dropped in by Prendergast. Flannery couldn't handle. Ends up in the back of the net. Goal for Waterford. Is it too late?
No, Kieran, no. It's a great... I said it, we need a goal fairly soon, and we nearly got one a minute ago. Then we get one. Bad mistake by the goalie. He's been known for making a mistake in the All-Ireland last year against Kilkenny. Now he's made a bad mistake. Maybe get a few balls in on him. He'll be...
Yeah, it's a good one. It's going to drop shot. He goes Shady Walsh. It's a goal! A brilliant goal by Shady Walsh. Lobbed in by O'Kelly. And the man who got it, Parker against Kerry in 03 when he went high into the same goal. This time does it with the small ball. Anthony Nash rolls around in pain. But I think the pain is when he saw the green flag go up. Yeah. Great finish by Shane Walsh.
That's great finish by Shane Walsh. As we said, he's been deadly dangerous. I timed that absolutely to perfection. And I think that well...
Gets it on to the big De La Salle man, Kevin Moore. Kevin takes his shot, tries to drop it into Dan. What can Dan do with this one? Can he get a hand on it? Malumphey's in to try it. So 250 points. Ball breaks to Thomas Ryan. And Ned Power would be happy to see the skill of that man. The ball broke to him, and as Ned Power always says, pulled first time, and that's what Thomas Ryan did. Super goal by the Talaman. Well worked by Dan. Fed it out, and Ryan did the right thing. 3:15, 2:17. What a finish by Ryan.
Yeah, beautiful strike off the ground. Ball broke him. First time pulled in the corner and gave Donald Cusick no chance.
Paul O'Brien Kelly in the middle. PJ Ryan, all-star goalie. All-stars all across the line. Noel Hickey, JJ Delaney. City goal as Kelly prepares. He's having a run at it. He's taking his time. He chip lifts. He bends. He strikes. It's the back of the net. It's a goal. Super goal by Kelly there. He aimed for JJ Delaney over his shoulder. Back of the net. 1-8 to 114. And Seamus Prendergast is coming on.
Number 22, Shane Prendergast, replaces number 14, Shane Walsh.
Yeah, Shane and dejected looking Shane Walsh, and disappointing for Shane, the 4-mile waterman. Really trying to strike it 10 seconds. That vital goal from the puck out. Ball goes to Kevin Moore. Kevin takes a shot. Off the back of the net by Kevin Moore. Brilliant run by Kevin Moore there. Caught that ball, got away from his marker. And really, PJ Wright had no chance with that. Moore was brilliant against Dublin. He's been brilliant in the second half.
Yeah, he's
goal out of nothing.
Made a huge contribution. Steve Malumphey again won the ball well. Ran at the Kilkenny backline, and I suppose it's something to note as well. Kilkenny backs no different than any other county's defenders. They don't like being turned and ran at. Steve Malumphey took the ball,
tips it over. Good score, Waterford. Waterford going front.
Good score, Seamus, and as you say, like a great ball across into space by Steve Malumphey, and Seamus was one-on-one against the man.
And Milan, Brian Murphy is there, so too is John Garden. Down the middle towards Cusson. Nipping in, Michael Brick Walsh. Good ball. Diagonal. Poses problems. There's a chance here. Oh, what a goal! Owen Kelly. Brilliant player. Beats a brilliant keeper in a monster final that has absolutely sparkled to life. Dull, boring even, opening 37 minutes. What about this? For a cracking shot that has brought Simple Stadium, all 35,000 people, to their feet.
Well, what a ball by Brick Walsh across it, but Owen Kelly just stands up Shane O'Neill and rocket into the roof of the net. A brilliant goal. And now, you'd rarely see this at this level of hurling, but you have three substitutes coming in at one time. Dan Shannon, Maurice Shannon, I think.
One Waterford man. Here's Kelly. Stopped. It's there again. And Waterford have it.
Tony Brown there to come up from wing back.
At 37 years of age.
What a man.
Watch this again as Waterford will not be beaten here in Semple Stadium. When you think after the 2-goal strike by Saki O'Halpine and Ben O'Connor, they responded with a cracking goal by Owen Kelly.
Will he blow it up?
Has taken off the black helmet straight away, and he means business. Into the action, into the attack, and he puts it over the bar. What a start for the Dacia men. Great start for John Mullane, playing in his 9th championship match. A current all-star, underlining his pedigree there. Command of the situation, hand passed into clear. Dave Bennett was around for it. Spooned up here towards the waiting Paul Flynn. Look at the number of Claremen around him. They get a man loose, however. That's Tony Brown. Lobbed in well, dangerously so, and it's in the back of the net. And it's Dan Shanahan. 13 and a half minutes are gone. Oh, Clare were at 6s and 7s. They were being run ragged all around the place. Waterford had men over, and look for the tall athletic figure of Dan Shanahan, and that's his first ever goal in Championship hurling. He scored in the league final last Sunday, got a goal and 3 in Limerick. He started well here in Thurles.
Third midfielder, I'd say they're hoping to isolate John Mullane, because if he gets one ball in there, and one-to-one balls, almost certainly a goal.
Here comes Kelly. Owen Kelly. Beautiful fluency in the movement. Lovely wrist action. That's a great score by Owen Kelly. And the Waterford fans are really enjoying their afternoon. Shades of 2002 all over again, taking on the fancied Clare, who came into the match as favourites. Brian Phelan, they've men over. Dave Bennett, chance to drive it 80-90 metres down and cause problems for the Clare backs. In difficulty with Shanahan again. He's got a second. What a mix-up at the back. After his first, Dan Shanahan with 2 shots and 2 goals. It just broke loose for him, broke kindly into his path, and he couldn't miss.
It's the movement in the Waterford forwards.
The play of the Waterford play, so fresh, so alert. Walsh strikes it off the post, and Dan Shanahan has got a hat-trick. From a man who never scored in the championship up to now, came into this particular first-round match with a record which read 18 games, 22 points scored, and he's now got a 3rd goal. Michael Walsh saw the shot cracked down off the post, and in came Big Dan the man. 3 goals. Paul Flynn striking it. Back to Michael Walsh. Hand pass back towards Owen Kelly. Leaves it there for Dan Shanahan. He's still got Kelly available. Going for the score himself. That looks good. It's on its way. It's over. It's a great start by Dan the man. But his team is trailing. But there's only a goal and a point in it. He's keeping them going up front. Paul Flynn has gone out to Owen Kelly. Chased by Jerry O'Connor, Ben's twin brother. Owen Kelly, second time of asking, in along the end line. A chance and a goal! It's exactly what Waterford needs. Owen Kelly. 15th minute of finish. A great strike by Owen Kelly, but the Cork backline was badly and cruelly exposed by a determined number 10. Tony Brown. Oh, John Mullane there. He's furious with the referee now because he got a blow on the hand from Brian Murphy. There was no free given, and Cork counter-attack, and Jerry O'Connor getting it up there as far as Garvin McCarthy in towards Brian Corcoran against Declan Prendergast. Hurley gets there first, out to Owen Murphy in the gold helmet. Sun comes out, beautiful afternoon, great game, a cracking match. Two great hurling teams. Ken McGrath striking! Wow, you won't see any better. Oh, he was 100 yards out. What? That comes out towards Flynn, and Paul Flynn knocks it over the bar. It's his third point. Now it might be his big day to show what he can do, to remind us all what a great hurler he is. But just a little bit. Well, the last time a referee told a player to take it back from a free, you remember in the Limerick match, it dropped into the goal. Will Limerick ever forget? Flynn goes for a goal, he's got one! My goodness me! Only Paul Flynn could think of it! 16 minutes into the second half. Amazingly, Cork were expecting him to just lob it over. There's where it finished, top right-hand corner of the net as we look at it. And Waterford have taken over here 3-12 yet. Kelly, 2 against 1 inside. Shanahan's the one inside. He has it. He scores. Dan Shanahan has now scored 6 goals in the Munster Championship. What a display by Dan. It was 2 against 1, you know. Watch it again here as the ball was lobbed in by Owen Kelly, dropped in invitingly, and Dan rose up confidently, beat Diarmuid O'Sullivan and walloped it beyond Donal O'Keefe.
Seamus Prendergast dragging it forward towards Mullane, comes back again towards Shanahan. Outside to Mullane, balances it with difficulty. Rain comes down, keeps it away from Mark O'Riordan. Has a go, let's go, and he puts it over the bar. And John Mullane, the artist, has put another one over the bar. Mullane with his third, and it is 113 to 111. Great scoring now by both teams. This is Mullane at his very best.
Absolutely, Joe. You'd have to say there might be a number of bad wides, but really some of the scores have been absolutely fantastic. Conditions out there are savage tough at the moment.
Waterford hold on to it. This is the man that Michael was talking about. Owen Kelly letting fly from an enormous distance out, and Owen Kelly puts it over. First of the second half for him, fourth in all.
Jerry,
here he is.
You'd have to be here, I think, to appreciate how good a score that is. Into the wind with driving rain into his face, and Milane's 2 last points as well. They're just incredible scores from Waterford, and they're really showing that they want to win this Munster Championship. But Limerick have been involved in tight finishes over the last few weeks.
Beyond Owen Kelly, inside towards Dan Shanahan. He's got 1, he's got 2. Dan Shanahan scores a second goal in the Munster final, and this one comes in the 63rd minute. So, 11 minutes after the first, Limerick were cruelly exposed, and no better man than Dan to hit the back of the net. This is where he was breezing in and emphatically struck it past Brian Murray. Seamus Prendergast once again, firing it forward. Here's Dan Shanahan, that's 3! He's got the hat-trick, and Dan Shanahan's championship tally of goals is now 16. When you consider that he had never scored in the championship before the start of the 2004 championship, my goodness, how he's turned it around. But look at the gap, look how easy it became, and Dan Shanahan makes it 3 goals and 17 points to 1 goal and 14.
Trying to control the slither, gives it long. John Mullane is up there. So too is Dan Shanahan. Chance of a goal, and he sneaks it inside. Donal O'Keefe's post. He really is experiencing a rich vein of form, and the Daishies celebrate on Hill 16 and around this wonderful arena. A long ball into Dan Shanahan. Look at the skill here as he sneaked it past one of the best goalkeepers in Ireland, Donal O'Keefe.
Yeah, Marty, look at the room in behind. I was just talking about it a minute ago. All out to field and 40 yards of space, long ball by Brown over the top, and that's what Dan does best. He drifts in there, very hard to pick him up, and a great finish.
That period. I wonder what will it be in 35 minutes time. Here's John Milan. John Milan, Seamus Prendergast and Paul Flynn, by the way, now make up the full forward line. And here's Flynn. There's a chance of a goal. He drives it in! We have a match on now in Croke Park. It's do or die. It's goodbye to the championship for whatever side loses. It's a simple goal. The defending by Cork was poor, but the striking by Paul Flynn was absolutely superb, giving goalkeeper Donald Cusick no chance.
Well, that's what makes him so dangerous. He never touched the ball in the first half. First ball, he never loses confidence. And I was surprised, when he got the ball, nobody closed him down, and especially him. He's not going to settle for an easy point. He'll take his goal any time when it's on.
Poor enough. Shane Walsh is there. So too is Stephen Malumphey. Flicking it inside for Dan Shanahan. Takes a shot. What a goal. He is unstoppable at the moment. One ball, one chance, one shot, one goal. Over and out.
Yeah, really though, it should have been cleared by the Cork defence. Ball across, great first touch and unstoppable into the corner of the net. He's just unbelievable when he gets a chance. No chance, don't load. The best goalie in the game at the moment. Absolutely no chance. Roof at the net. What a goal.
First point of the afternoon for Seamus Prendergast. The puck out is a quick one. As Waterford go in pursuit of more scores. It's down the man, takes a shot. It's in the back of the net. He's been quiet since the 10th minute of the first half. We thought at times maybe he had gone home, but we should have known better. The ball came in from Malumphey. Here comes Dan the man, breaking inside, pulled it at first time, and not the best goalkeeper in Ireland, Donald Cusick, could hardly see it. 2-goal Dan. Waterford 2-14, Cork 16 points, and for the first time, Waterford have a 4-point advantage.
Yeah, I think we have to credit Owen McGrath as well since he came on. He's shown in front of Dermot O'Sullivan.
This is a great catch by Brian. They call him the bull feeler. Good hurler, good.
Dan Shanahan makes another very good diagonal run across here, taking the fullback Stephen Lucy with him. This is inside, McGrath misses, and Malumphey puts it into the back of the net. Stephen Malumphey, his second ever goal, got a goal against Cork in the All-Ireland quarterfinals, and he's got another one here. It was missed by Owen McGrath, not by Malumphey. 27 minutes are gone, and it's 2-8 to 1-4. Limerick still leading by double scores, but Waterford are right back in it. This is quite a test. This is quite a match. This is quite a player. Michael Walsh inside, an inviting ball in, coming to take it and lose it. Dan Shanahan has it. Oh, it just went up and over. It seemed destined for the top left-hand corner of the net, but it's Dan Shanahan's first point instead. Did we say Waterford were in something of a crisis? Were we concerned about Limerick owning the first half? What about this for a turnabout? A goal and a point, and all of a sudden it's back to a 6-point game, and Dan, you can be sure, was going for a goal.
Probably has brought a little bit of the sting out of the Limerick attack.
They may switch it around again during the second half. Right now, it's Owen McGrath into Dan Shanahan. He had a support player, it was Milan. He's gone for the point. It's a second point for Dan Shanahan, but I can tell you that John Milan was waiting after Owen McGrath made the pass. Dan Shanahan hitting it, but right in front of goal was number 15, unmarked. Well, Prendergast trying to eat into the 6-point advantage. Oh, he runs nicely for... Here's a chance, and it's Owen McGrath! Owen McGrath in the back of the Limerick net. It's exactly what Waterford have required, and it breathes fresh life into their challenge. Seamus Prendergast across here. In came Owen McGrath, fleet-footed, into the back of the net. What a goal, what a time to get it. His first ever championship goal. He'll be hoping to really storm into this match. Huge one down towards Dan Shanahan. Good catch by Dan Shanahan. Trying to make an angle. Well, he did, but he couldn't quite direct the ball over his right shoulder with sufficient direction. And another wide for Waterford, and that's 3. But this was a terrific catch. Forward again with some determination here by Jack Kennedy. One-handed forward by Dan Shanahan. Oh, it's on the goal line and it's in the back of the net. There is a goal. And inevitably it's Owen Kelly. But the Waterford version of that. 56 minutes are gone in the game. And Owen Kelly of Waterford gets in for another championship goal this season. 6th of the year. 9th in his career. Goalkeeper made a great stop, but it was prodded home by Owen Kelly. Got it. Linking up here with Jack Kennedy. They've got a player over. Kelly on his off the stick and it's over the bar. He was going for a goal, but he's content himself with a point. Owen Kelly of Waterford has scored a goal and 10 points out of Waterford's 1 goal and 20. More substitutions, but we have 2.
Shane Walsh goes high, leaves it first. Shane Casey has it. Gone inside his marker. Takes the bull of a chance to goal! That is a classic goal by young Shane Casey there. A high ball in, controlled it, turned on a sixpence and gave goalkeeper by the Dunhill man. His dad got great goals in the 70s and 80s. My God, that was a real Paul Flynn special.
I must say, I said about this chap that he has a lot going for him and he showed it there. And again, now if we were caught for a goal at this end from concentration, it looked like he was going.
He bends, he lifts, he strikes and cracks in the back of the net. That's a super strike by Kelly. Great score by the Passage man. His confidence really on a high. Struck that very sweetly. Gave the Wexford defender no chance, and really Dermot Flynn, all he could do was look at the ball.
He really caught that well, and we knew by him that he was going for the goal from the very start. And great goal out of
2-2 to 1-2, 12 minutes gone. You're listening to the Snowcream Big Match here live on WLRFM. Artist here, the Dunhill man, sings the ball across, but it's going to drop under the crossbar. No problem for Dermot Flynn. The free has been taken by Richie himself from his own 45. Good strike by the Abbey side man. Is dropping around the edge of the square. Who's first to react to this? Shane Walsh does well. Or for him is Prendergast. A brilliant save inside, but falls to Dan Shanahan, and it's a goal. It's a goal by Dan Shanahan there. A brilliant strike by Seamus Prendergast, saved by Nolan, but the man to finish into the back of the net is Dan Shanahan. Gets his first goal of the opening round of the National League, and he really showed his coolness there to flash it in. But what a strike by Prendergast, what a save by Nolan. But in the end, Shanahan was in the right place.
There was, some great skill there. For Prendergast, a great catch for him to get in. His shot was brilliant, and it was absolutely unbelievable save. And it was tough on the keeper.
Pull from Brick Walls, goes into the corner, looking for John Milan in a hard tussle with Davy Franks. Milan picks it up, he's in the corner, coming across to his thirsty left, have that look, and sends it over the bar. The ideal start for Waterford. Long ball into the corner, Milan turns his marker. We've just played under 30 seconds, Milan gets the opener.
Yeah, great score by Milan, and as you say, you mentioned there, Brick Welsh got a great pull and drove the ball beyond the 21 straight away.
On inside his marker, swings the ball across towards Kelly. Kelly tip it in, it's a goal! The opening goal for Waterford. Lovely ball by Jamie Nagle. Milan sent it across, and old Kelly taps it into the back of the net. Great score for Waterford. 1-2 no score. Great start. And the man who backed it at 12-1 is a happy man alongside me. €50 at 12-1.
Exactly, I had a few bob on Owen Kelly to score the first goal at 12-1.
But his passes goes astray, goes to Owen Kelly, takes a shot. It's a goal! A goal literally from nothing. Oakley made the dreadful mistake, fed it across, intercepted by Owen Kelly. Almost 21 minutes gone, and Owen Kelly gets his second goal. And is that man happy? Jumps up in the air. I'm sure his mum Joan and Dad Dandor dancing with Lee as well. Great opportunist goal. Oakley had it caught, turned and twisted, fed it across, buried in the net. 2-4, 8 points. Waterford now go 2 points. Well, by Seamus Prendergast, in towards Big Dan. Dan and Roach inside. Dan, was he fouled? Yes, says the referee. It's going to be a free in for Waterford there. Dan went high for that one. Fouled by Paul Roach. Paul pleads his innocence, but referee says a 20-metre free and a chance for Kelly to make it a 2-point lead for Waterford just on the stroke of half-time.
Yeah, it's a hard one to call because, to be fair, it looked like both players were holding each other, and maybe the best thing in that situation is to leave the play run, but thankfully he's given the free to Waterford, maybe to make amends for the last one he gave against Milan. But this is a tap over for Kelly. I'd say half-time will be blown and we'll win 2 points up.
So Kelly on the 20-metre line. My time on my stopwatch is 37 minutes 11 seconds. Referee asking the player to come out. He's going to have a crack and takes a shot to go. Kelly has done it again. Magic from the Passage Club bar. He leaps into the air. A bullet to the back of the net. Fitzhenry could only go back and pick it out of the net. John Myler turns around and looks to the heavens. 1-10, 1-6. A bit of magic from the man from Passage. Puck out taken quickly by Fitzhenry. Gets the ball on. Go on quickly. He sends it long at the other end. Ken McGrath.
Will they try 1-2? Milan coming out to make an angle from the turning and twisting off his left over his shoulder. He doesn't miss from over his shoulder on the left. He's wearing 31 and he's happy and he's bouncing around the place. The third point for Milan. Joey Carton asked him to improve his right, but when he turns to a left to Damien Fitzhenry, he's on the 20-metre line. He opens the shoulder and with that half door hits it half the way down the square in Thurles, but it's caught under the air brilliantly there by Jack Kennedy. Jack gives it on to the captain. He's the man from Stradbally. He's the Brick Walsh. Sends it in towards his own Kelly and Rhodes. Kelly wins this one. Lovely play by the passage man near the sideline. Has that look, takes that shot. Magic by old Kelly. This man has every skill in the book. His mum Joan wasn't feeling so well. She's feeling well now with that one. That was a super score by Kelly.
Absolutely.
That's class.
Yes, absolute class, Kieran. Those last two scores by Milan and Kelly, absolutely inspirational stuff. When the chips are down, these two men have proved.
He leaves it through. Owen McGrath near the sideline, steadies himself, going on one of his runs. The number 13 tries to flick the ball away, not the best of passes. There's Jamie Nagle, well passed and won. Under pressure from two Wexford defenders, flicks it out as far as his midfield partner, the Brick Walsh, gone inside the 45. Brick trying to make room for himself, sends the ball into Milan, 30 metres out. Is Milan going to bring Rossiter on one of his runs? Or Maliki Travers sends the ball into his Dan. What can he do? Takes a shot. Let's go! He's back with a bang. He's the big man. Milan sends it across, and Dan sticks it in the back of the net. If you don't know me, don't judge me. And who are the knockers of Dan to judge a talent like Dan Shanahan? Just give him that ball. He sends a goal. He's got a goal. He's got 8 goals last year. That was an important goal as ever he scored.
Yeah, that's a really important goal from Waterford. That's exactly what we needed from Big Dan. And I think that's going to be the goal.
Kennedy. Jackson's a lovely ball in danger. Centre ground. Kelly goal! Saved by Cummins at the back of the net by O'Kelly there. A high ball in. Cummins got it down. But the man who batted him, his name is O'Kelly. He's not Mullinahone. He's the Passage Club man, and he's got the crucial goal. We wanted a goal, Fergal. Now we've got it, and the man who got it is O'Kelly of the Passage Club.
Yeah, this is a fantastic goal. Great pull in the air by Dan. Let's hope Waterford can drive on now here from here, Kieran.
Yeah, high ball in there. Ball across, looking for Malumphey. Way over in front of the Cusick stand side. Takes his time, takes his shot, and sends it over the bar. It's back to a one-kind game. Great vision by Brick Walsh. Sent it all at 50 yards across to the unmarked Malumphey, and the Ballyloughman's left. Is it his trusty left? It is. It's over the bar. It's the equaliser. Tom Chasty might be dead a year, but his club was remembered as the man from Ballylough floor. Sends it over the bar. Chasty is looking down. 20 points apiece.
That obviously looks like it's going to be a good decision by David Fitzgerald and his background team to bring Jack Kennedy on the forwards. Great score, Jack Kennedy, but great vision from Brick Welsh.
Yeah, very disappointing. He snaps it. Small man is going forward. Foul, and it's a free for Waterford. 13 on his back. It's the small jersey he looks for. It's not a large or medium, but he's a heart as big as a whale. That was a vital win by Owen McGrath.
Absolutely. And how many times do we have to say in this show, Kieran, his value to this
for the last 2 matches.
Oh, it's a goal!
And he went for it, Joe. He went for it.
Paul Flynn. A goal after 17 minutes of the first half. And Waterford are leading the match by a point. Here it comes again. 1-4 to 6 points. The De La Salle club. That is a huge free. All the way down towards Sheriff Prendergast, and here's a chance, and it's a goal by Tony Brown. The 18th minute of the match in the second half. The Waterford fans delighted. Again, consternation in the Tipperary defence. They should have dealt with it properly. It came from that huge free from Stephen Brenner, way down, bounced awkwardly for the defence. Here was Owen Kelly in there to challenge Brian Green, taking it brilliantly. Stephen Brenner to pop this one out. Lead. Whipped away beautifully there by Owen Kelly. And here comes John Milan. Milan drives it high and he puts it over the bar. Waterford are in the best position they have been in for years and years and years to win the Munster crown.
Yeah, during this, Milan has really shown his pace, and he's going to town on Donegal Fahy as such, you know, and he's playing very, very well.
Statement, but they are in a state of panic. Nothing's going right for them. Meanwhile, it's going all right for Waterford. Owen McGrath. Prendergast. This has to be their day. This has to be the day that Waterford are going to win their first Munster title for 29 years. There were times when I didn't think I'd ever see it happen, but it's going to happen, I think, now. And they're flying again. Dave Bennett. They're also confident. Tipper dispirited.
You can chalk that.
Hurling, but it turned out to be an exceptional day for Kilkenny. They've given an exhibition, but unfortunately Waterford are at the receiving end as Kelly takes the free. He's kept his eye in, he's sent it over the bar, and 9 for Kelly, flawless from frees. By the passage man, takes to Brick Walsh, he's going forward, he steadies himself, gets it to John Mullane. What can Mullane do? He's surrounded by a wall of black and amber jerseys. We're moving it back to Owen Kelly, he takes a shot. Oh, it's a goal! A goal by Owen Kelly there. James McGarry seemed to have it covered, but it ricocheted off his hurling into the back of the net. Kelly gets a goal for Waterford, 113 to 327, 36 points to 16.
Yeah, it's a nice consolation. I think, at least it puts a little bit of a better complexion on the score, and it's a nice consolation for Waterford.
Just 1 minute of additional time. Is this Cody's finest hour? By my verdict, it definitely is. But Waterford has gone in the second half. Brendan Cummins marshalling his defence. There's 5 on the goal line. The goalkeeper is in the middle. He has the big boss out. But on the 20-metre line, Clinton prepares to take. Looks for a dry spot if there's any here in Walsh Park. He's taking his time with this one. Referee Barry Kelly asking the players to stand back. Clinton will have a blast at this one. He's taking his time. He's going to chip lift. He chip lifts, bends, left, strikes, takes a shot. That's a goal by Clinton Hennessy. He's first for Waterford and a vital one. He sprints down the field. Will he be quicker than Cummins' puck out? A great goal by Clinton. It's 1-8, 1-12. Now we've a game in our hands. Well done, Clinton Hennessy. He's stopping the balls at one end and he rattles it in at the other. Yeah. Clinton is having the stormer.
Yeah, what a contribution from a goalkeeper. He saved probably 3 certain goals and scores in as well. So what a contribution from Clinton Hennessy today.
Shane Hennessy being warmed up, or Shane McGrath, the all-star from last year, the midfielder, wasn't going to be called on unless he was needed. Liam Sheedy obviously feels the need is now. 26 minutes gone, 1-12, 1-8. A buzz around the crowd, 114, 14 points. 1 score lead against Kilkenny is always a dangerous one. Ken has pulled that one. In after that, it's a goal! Oh, it's over the bar. I thought it was off the crossbar and in. The net rattled, but it's over the bar. A good strike by Ken. He'll be happy with that one. Stretching the lead, a vital score. Yeah. He has the ball. Can he put it in? Takes a shot. It's a goal! The Ballyduff man uses the ball. Not known for a footballer, but he showed it there. And the footballer loved it in. That was Gary Hurling. He used the hurling, but Mullane didn't use it. He used his boot. It's back in the net. 22 minutes gone. 1-8, 6 points. Good bit of play by Mullane, but good long ball in by Gary.
Yeah, good long ball.
Play by Ken McGrath. Ken comes in. Back to Dan. Dan takes a shot. It's a goal! What a goal by Dan Shanahan! Started by the young teenage brother. That's Morris. Ken was in to help. He got it back to Dan. Dan sticks it in the back of the net. 29 minutes gone. What a finish by the big man. He's back with a bang. And the man who's comfortable is the teenager, Morris Shanahan. I'm sure their granny, Mrs. Hallahan, is really hopping at her 1930 with that one.
Yeah, in fairness, Morris Shanahan did very well there in the build-up. He made that goal.
Good determined run by the teenager. 2-15 to 16 points. Kilkenny had brought it back to 2. That goal was a crucial one. Great determined run by the teenager. He's 2 Clinton. I know he's discussed it missing today's game, but we'll follow the play. Ball into Gary Hurley. Gary Hurley turns his marker. Still goes shot, takes a shot. It's a goal! Oh, great goal by Gary Hurley there. Lovely diagonal ball. He cut it outside Killian Cronin. Turned his marker back at the net. It's 1-3 to a goal. Great finish, Gary Hurley.
Great goal. Great ball from Seamus Prendergast across field. We spoke about it earlier on that if they could get the ball into Gary, I think he can really exploit his full back. And that's the second ball that he's got. He's taking him on again.
Yeah, he turned Killian Cronin well there. The man who did so well with the footballers. Like a veteran. His dad did it in the 70s. Young Noel is doing it this evening. Great stuff by Noel. Out to the middle of the field. Back to Kevin Moore, the WIT man, turning and twisting. Going on one of his runs. Ball in his stick. Flicks it away to Mullane. The lieutenant. Oh my God. Mitz. Geary did it last week on Seamus Prendergast. This time it's Mullane.
Moran was pulled up earlier for a foul on Hickey. My God, Geary has to see a book on that. Malumphey had the ball on stick. Well, Geary just squared him up from about 10 metres out. It's a bit of off the ball stuff here. Joe Kennedy, the Waterford man, is in there, the waterman for Waterford there. Owen Kelly getting involved, Milan is involved, and I must say Maloney's really up in the ante on Milan the whole time, but a lot of players coming out there. Lucy coming out, the doctor, he should know more. He's the fullback, he's the doctor, but he's trying to rise Milan as well. But definitely Malumphey doesn't go on easy, and I don't like the way.
From a free already, this from 20 metres out. Oh, it's in the back of the net. I thought only Paul Flynn did that. Owen Kelly beats Brendan Cummins. 6 minutes are gone. If at first you don't succeed, have a go. Third time of asking. It's third time lucky for Owen Kelly of Waterford. Match, we're now in the 21st. Up towards Jack Kennedy, beaten out there by Declan Fanning. Into challenge as well went Malumphey. Here he is. It's high up into the air, but it hasn't any accuracy attached to it. And Stephen Malumphey puts the ball wide.
Yeah, it's all gone a bit flat. Brilliant start again. The first 8 or 9 minutes, all action, and it's just gone a bit dead now in the last 10.
Waterford came out, all guns blazing, got a great start through John Milan, got a point from Kelly, a couple of goal chances were missed, and then Kelly got a goal with his third attempt from a free. Nothing since then, but maybe here, Milan, corner of the net, John Milan, bang on cue, 22 minutes are gone, and it's exactly what Waterford has required. The 12th time he scored in Championship hurling. Huge delivery in there, and they isolated John Milan. The back was in trouble. Milan's finishing was quite devastating, right into the corner. And it's Ken McGrath getting it away towards Owen Murphy, swinging at it one hand, stayed in play. John Milan with the shaven head. The De La Salle flyer from Waterford. Great score by John Milan. 3-1 in last year's Munster final. The day he finished on the losing team. His first of the day here as he beat the Cork cover. 2 men were after him, powerless to catch up with him. And straight between the posts. Kelly, chased by Jerry O'Connor, Ben's twin brother. Owen Kelly, second time of asking, in along the end line. A chance and a goal! It's exactly what Waterford needs. Owen Kelly, 15th minute of the match. A great strike by Owen Kelly, but the Cork backline was badly and cruelly exposed by a determined number 10. A great one inside. Shanahan's the one inside. He has it. He scores. Dan Shanahan has now scored 6 goals in the Munster Championship. What a display by Dan. It was 2 against 1, you know. Watch it again here as the ball was lobbed in by Owen Kelly, dropped in invitingly, and Dan rose up confidently, beat Diarmuid O'Sullivan and walloped it beyond Donald O'Cusack. 110 to 2-5. Back just a little bit. Well, the last time a referee told a player to take it back from a free, you remember in the Limerick match, it dropped into the goal. Will Limerick ever forget? Flynn goes for a goal. He's got one. My goodness me. Only Paul Flynn could think of it. 16 minutes into the second half. Amazingly, Cork were expecting him to just lob it over. There's where it finished. Top right-hand corner of the net as we look at it.
Waterford deserve great credit for the way they've stayed.
Flick ahead, well read by Aidan Carney. Oh, that's great play by Ringo. Net power will be proud of that Taliban. He sends it long. Can Dan get a second ball? He goes high. He catches it. He turns his marker. He's been pulled and dragged by McEntee. Play on to the ref. 1-6 against the goal! Shane Walsh buries it in the back of the net. The mark from 4 mile water. But Big Dan won a great 50-50 ball. Ahead of McEntee, pulled to the ground, onto Shane Walsh, back in the net, 1 point between the sides for it.
Brilliant stuff by Dan. The two Shanahans, Morris and Dan, have made a huge impact in this game since they came in. Brilliant stuff. And Shane Welch, who said we needed this going forward, came on and got a goal.
Oh, the Cumroy man is in form, and when Dan is in form, you needn't ask any more. Morris led the way, and Morris has led the way for Dan to show what he... That man Declan Prendergast, that's great play by the Ardmoreman. Gives it to John Milan. Milan on his left takes his shot. It's over the bar! Brilliant stuff by Declan Prendergast. Onto Milan. We wanted him to score from play. He's done it in injury time. Super by Milan.
And brilliant stuff by Declan Prendergast here.
Time ticks down. My stopwatch reads there's a minute of injury time gone. There's one more left. Ball at the other end of the field. Galway in the attack. They have possession. Play on, says the referee. What are they doing? It breaks out. Malumphey has it. He's coming out with the ball. He'll hold on to it. He gets his clearance in. It's not a good one. Because Seamus Prendergast. He's knocked to the ground. The ball breaks to Kevin Hill. Chunky. Keys it across. Shane O'Sullivan goes in. What a great play by Sullivan. Man and ball. And away comes the bat from Ballygunner. Boots it up. Ollie Canning takes it at the other end. Time ticks down. The second minute of injury time is gone. Ball over on the far side. The man who has it.
Tennyson. Very near the sideline. Little hand pass inside. There is a support player. Again, it's Prendergast this time letting fly and putting it over the bar. Magnificent scoring. Seamus Prendergast from Ardmore. First of the day. And it's a goal and 2 to 3 points.
Yeah, Ger, and Waterford laying out their mark very quickly. They're going to take on Kilkenny at all times. Kevin Moran again there involved. Great pass and a great score by Seamus Prendergast. And they're dragging men out all over the field. They're only playing 2 on the inside line, and Kilkenny are at 6s and 7s at the moment.
Well, full credit to Waterford. Catch again. Michael Brick-Moran scored 2 points against Galway. Did well. Doing well here. Has a support player. That support player is Shane Walsh. Back of the net. 2 goals in 2 games for Shane Walsh. 5 minutes are gone. That's the tonic Waterford were looking for. And credit Kevin Moran cutting right through the heart of that Kilkenny defence. Great finish by Shane Walsh.
Yeah, Ger, and that's where Kilkenny can be exposed when you run at them. Kevin Moran showed great pace there. He's really making a name for himself as a wing forward.
Tony Brown. Big one, dropping 20 metres out from the Kilkenny goal. All the way in towards the goal scorer, Shane Walsh. Oh, another one! 3 goals in his championship career. 2 this afternoon. 38 minutes are gone.
Yeah, and he's a very good footballer as well, Jerry. Wins a great ball here, rounds JJ, and a great finish with his right boot. He's a very game player, very strong, and did the right thing, headed straight for the goal. It's a brilliant finish.
There'll be still 7 minutes left to play. Perhaps another 2 onto that. He's dropping it in. He's scored! It's gone all the way to the back of the net. As in the All-Ireland final, he's got a goal and 9. 4 points the margin. 2:21 for Kilkenny. 3:14 for Waterford. They're not finished yet. It's an amazing.
Sends the ball in, dropping around the edge of the square. This could be very dangerous. Ball falls to man. He's in the back of the net. It's a goal. Dropped in by Prendergast. Flannery couldn't handle. Ends up in the back of the net. Goal for Waterford. Is it too late?
No, Kieran, no. It's a great. I said it. We need a goal fairly soon, and we nearly got one a minute ago. Then we get one. Bad mistake by the goalie. He's been known for making a mistake in the All-Ireland last year against Kilkenny. Now he's made a bad mistake. Maybe get a few balls in on him. He'll be.
Morrissey's got support should you want to use it. That support player is Patricia Jackman. Jackman striking, and Jackman finds the back of the net. It's exactly what the game required. Great ball driven into the back of Aubrey Kennedy's net, and it's 111 to 1-5.
And what walk by Nicola Morrissey there, and you could see that Jackman was just inching inside her and she was keeping her left eye on her. Tipped the ball in, fantastic goal, just what Waterford in the game needs.
5 once more. It's the inside forward, this time Patricia Jackman has got 1 goal already, would love another one. Here's a really good chance, and it's Anya Ling into the back of the net. So that's a goal and 3 points, but has it come way too late? 3:14 to 2-7. Anya Ling the scorer.
Yeah, no more than they deserve, Ger. I mean, they've been fantastic in this second half, despite coming out 10 points down. You know, they've never thrown in the towel. And if we look at it like Offaly, who were here last year, they had to come back this year, maybe, you know, have suffer the experience and the disappointment of last year. I'm sure we'll see Waterford back.
On the ride, Walsh, brilliant! Great score for Waterford. Brings them right back into the match. Long ball dropping in was missed by all and sundry except Shane Walsh. Turned onto his right, used a short grip, hit it low past goalkeeper Colm Callanan. He knew what he was doing.
Ryan, can he get onto his stick? He does. He's gone away from his marker. Oh, well blocked down inside by Paul Cleary there. Cross the face, the goal to Dan. It's a goal, and Dan has got it there. Set up by the teenager from the end line. And the experienced man is back with a bang. Back into it for Dan, as he's done many times before for Waterford. Not the prettiest of goals, but the green flag is going up. But full credit there to young Tomas Ryan. Worked hard in the end line. Battled it out, and Dan just flicked it back into the net. We needed a goal, we've got a goal, and now we've John Mullane coming on, but great work by Tomas Ryan and good finish by Dan.
Yeah. And Michael Brick-Walsh. Good ball. Diagonal. Poses problems. There's a chance here. Oh, what a goal! Owen Kelly. Brilliant player. Beats a brilliant keeper in a monster final that has absolutely sparkled to life. Dull, boring even, opening 37 minutes. What about this? For a cracking shot that has brought Semple Stadium, all 35,000 people, to their feet.
Well, what a ball by Brick-Walsh across it, but Owen Kelly just stands up Shane O'Neill and rocket into the roof of the net. A brilliant goal. And now, you'd rarely see this at this level of hurling, but you have three substitutes coming into one time. Dan Shannon, Maurice Shannon, I think, and Ken.
Floating one in. Waterford need to get a touch. The referee has blown his whistle, and it looks like he's giving a 3 minutes played of that additional time. Owen Kelly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Corkmen. One Waterford man. Here's Kelly. Stopped. It's there again. And Waterford have it.
Tony Brown there to come up from wing back.
At 37 years of age. What a man. Watch this again as Waterford will not be beaten here in Semple Stadium. When you think after the 2-goal strike by Saki O'Halpine and Ben O'Connor, they responded with a cracking goal by Owen Kelly.
Will he blow it up now?
This could be dangerous. Into Owen Kelly. Lovely ball back to Owen McGrath. Owen McGrath gives it through to Dan. Dan with a jumping shot, takes a shot. Oh, a goal by Dan Shanahan. Owen McGrath sets it up. Number 9 against the Rebels. And is the Lismore man happy? People question, was Dan Shanahan gone? They've got their answer, it's goal and roll. The players put the ball out in the back of the net. Lovely bit of interplay. Kelly to Owen McGrath. And into the colliding end. When you give it to Dan Shanahan, go for the green flag. What a goal, as on comes Ken McGrath.
Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff, you know. It's like a fairy tale for Dan. Probably one of the first balls he touched. Fantastic. And Shane O'Sullivan is down here in the middle of the field. It'll be a huge loss if there's nothing wrong with Shane. As I say, you know, I know Shane very well. He's one of the toughest players I know. He does not go down too easily.
Semi-final. Here's a chance. Neatly tucked away. Well taken goal. And Waterford stay alive, if only just. This was the long ball in. Dan Shanahan causing Paul Curran a few problems, and in the sunshine they lost it. And there at the end of it was Owen McGrath to flick it beyond Brendan Cummins.
Yeah, Owen McGrath making a long run and just being at the end of it, and just a nice
yellow card for the left corner back, which is all a bit silly really. So now the free can be taken by Paul Flynn. This time the umpires agree that the white flag should be raised. Second point for Paul Flynn, but the first from a free. Hugh Maloney, great skill. Dan Shanahan, a shot, goal for Waterford. Dan the man. He scored 6 goals and 4 points in 3 Munster Championship games in 2004. Dan the man gets inside the Tipperary cover and whacks it past Brendan Cummins. Look at this for skill. Evo stick on the Hurling. The Slither glued to it. Past the 20, past the 13, take it out.
Well, a great run, Marty, but I mean, looking from it up here, Fanning, the corner back there, right? Declan Fanning ran away with his man when it was obviously that all the pressure should have been applied on Dan. He was given a simple run through, much the same as Owen Kelly maybe in the first half. And really, when Tipper look back at this in the video, they'll be wondering where the full back line was, because you have to pressurise the man coming through. All the players, the Waterford forwards, went with the man.
And Corcoran, not a great ball inside, but it still goes as far as Ken McGrath. Looking at the options, decides to have a go, and that's another point for Waterford, and that's his third point all from play for Ken McGrath. But certainly his transfer from centre back to centre field has worked for Justin McCarthy's men.
Well, it has certainly made Waterford more competitive, and that's his third.
Available. Not a great pass, because Milan has to go back and gather. Has the time and the composure to hit this over the bar.
Well, a nice score for John Milan, you know. I mean, he's probably his eyes on the qualifiers and on the quarterfinals more than on today, because he's just back from in.
Ken McGrath, who's had quite a rough experience with injuries over the last couple of months. Thumb injury that kept him out of that Tipperary game, at least although he played, it seemed. Well, one back by Walsh. Changes the direction of play by sending it over to the far side. Again, defensively well. Fairly high challenge there on Owen Murphy. And referee is going to look at this, James Young, that delivered the blow. Leash will be a little bit nervous, always any team are when they have a new goalkeeper behind them, and particularly when the regular goalkeeper had been inspirational. Free to Leash. This is Dan Shanahan going straight for that puck out. Fine fielding. As they gather, Dan Shanahan knocks it down past Michael Walsh. Trying to get round, here's a clear shot. That's it. Good night, Leash, as Waterford ensure victory. But a splendid goal by Michael Walsh, who has contributed a goal and 5 points here this afternoon, all from play. Dan Shanahan knocked it down. Walsh had the vision, the composure and the balance to make room and shoot.
In this game, that's a lovely little ball to McGrath. Owen McGrath, and again, wonderful stop. Second time of asking, it's still there, it's in! Owen Kelly! First minute of the second half, Owen Kelly comes in for just his second ever goal in the championship. Watch the saves here from Owen McGrath first of all. There's number one. Here's McGrath again, stopped again, twice, but banged in by Owen Kelly. And his only other goal was against Cork in the 2004 Munster final. Is that...
Kenny spotted Dan Shanahan and got away from Ronan Kern. Big Dan, low, it's gone in, it's gone in, it's gone in. It will probably go down as an own goal. Diarmuid O'Sullivan caught perhaps for a second by what Dan Shanahan had tried to do. But Big Dan, well, he's full of surprises. We know he catches the high ones. We know he scores spectacular goals. But he just pulled a different trick out of the bag here. Low across. Diarmuid O'Sullivan there. Donald Cusack there. Between them, they couldn't keep it out. The green flag went up. It's 1-7 to 1-4, but that's more like it from Waterford. Oh. Knocked on by Shane Walsh. Milan is making a run. Milan has it. Milan, he won't settle for a point here. Oh, great save. Great save by Donald Cusack. Milan knows it.
Gives it long. In tries Milan. Nice pickup. Gets away from Malachi Travers. Owen McGrath wants it right beside him. Still Milan. The referee has blown his whistle. Great save by Damien Fitzhenry, but the whistle had already gone because John Milan overcarried.
Yeah, the referee has given a free out.
Really go for more than that. Goes for the goal! A huge psychological boost on the stroke of half-time and changes the complexion of the scoreline completely. Wexford should have anticipated this. They had 4 men on the line. He went to blast it and it whizzed past Damien Fitzhenry and his colleagues from the full back line. Look at this. Whack. Right into the net. Brick Walsh gets it for Milan. The one man who can score from any angle. Drops this in for Dan Shanahan. Up goes the hand. Here comes the shot. Oh, brilliant. He's back. And when Dan plays, Waterford usually perform. Cracking second half. Did I say it was quite a while ago, Tomas?
We said we had no goals, Martin. We have 5 now. A great shot for Dan, and that's going to do his confidence the world of good. I mean, you don't become a bad player overnight. It's just a confidence factor. Maybe work a bit harder at your game, and putting him in at the edge of the square has worked a tonic for Waterford now.
3-9, a total of 18.
Out at centre half back. He'll be hoping to really storm into this match. Huge one down towards Dan Shanahan. Good catch by Dan Shanahan. Trying to make an angle. Well, he did, but he couldn't quite direct the ball over his right shoulder with sufficient direction. And another wide for Waterford, and that's 3. But this was a terrific. Owen Murphy coming across here, the man from Shamrocks. Whoa. Dear, oh dear. Well worth seeing that again.
Well, I think he went for a broke, I think, to knock him out over the line.
Low ball into the corner. He's looking inside for Big Dan. Dan has the ball in the corner. He's Lucy behind him. He's going to take Lucy on. He swings the ball to Inch. Gaston McGrath takes his shot. In goes Malumphey. It's a goal! Brilliant goal by Malumphey there. Dan placing it past. Milan missed it, and Malumphey sticks it in the back of the net. Dan started it. Malumphey finishes. 26 minutes gone. That's the tonic Waterford needed.
Absolutely. That's textbook hurling there. Owen Murphy to Ken McGrath. But low ball into Dan, across Steve Malumphey. Absolutely textbook stuff. Fantastic score.
Great play by Murph there in the corner, really putting the shackles on Shocks. He got it out to Ken. Ken set the lovely ball in. Dan controlled it well, sent it across out. He's near the sideline. Hogan stand facing into the hill 16. Lovely ball across. The ball breaks to Owen McGrath. He's running on. He'll score. And he does! A goal for Waterford. Prendergast sends it along. And Owen McGrath had a buried answer. Steps inside his marker. Crashes to the back of the net. 2-10, 3-10. What a goal by the man from Mount Sign. Ken has been the hero on many a day, but Owen is the hero as he bangs it in the back of the net. Lovely ball in for Prendergast. Won that long ball from his clubmate Clinton, and he gave Murray no chance in goal as Owen McGrath rocks the back of the net. 2 of the field, sends the ball in route 1, looking for more. Inside is cut by Dan. Dan takes his shot and sends it over the bar. Route 1, ball in. Moore lifted run through to Dan Shanahan. Cut it, turned it over the bar. The opening score for Waterford, 1 point apiece. Good direct hurling, good score, Dan Shanahan.
Yeah, we did well to turn possession into a score there, in fairness to the lads.
Prendergast is on the run, gets the ball across. Goes Owen Kelly, has a chance for goal, takes a shot. A great goal for Waterford. Owen Kelly sinks it in the back of the net, set up by Prendergast. Kelly shot in the grip of his hurling. Give Brendan Cummins no chance. 6 minutes and a half gone here in Nolan Park. Brilliant goal and brilliant finish by Kelly, set up by Prendergast. Kelly did the needful.
Yeah, that's great play by the Waterford forward line there. They harassed the Tipperary backs, won the ball, and again Seamus Prendergast passed the ball beautifully off to Owen Kelly and he took a great goal.
Yeah, if Owen Kelly of Mullinahone can do it at one end, keep it in play, does well. Coming in the end line, the Canine line, send the ball, James across the goal. It's a goal there, it's deflected in and the green flag goes up. Deflected in, Donald Ogue isn't happy, but Dan is very happy. A bullet of a shot, deflected in. I think it's Diarmuid O'Sullivan got to stick to it in the end. And the 2 Cloyne men argue with the umpire, Donald Ogue and Diarmuid O'Sullivan, hands on hips, but there's one umpire, he went for the green flag. It's a goal, and if they don't watch themselves inside, the referee Barry Kelly won't take much more of this, because a lot of abuse being swung around inside. There's one in corners, the man being called, but I think it's Diarmuid O'Sullivan and Donald Ogue weren't happy with that one. Dan left go a rasper there from a difficult angle, parried in and ricochets into the back of the net from a deflection, but I'm sure Daniel Claymore puts Waterford. Line ball cut off by Ken McGrath. That's an inspirational catch by the centre back, sends it back with interest, putting Waterford on the attack down towards our Waterford support, and indeed for her son and her, of course, her nephew as well. Dan James Murray is the ball to Dan. Dan pulls on it first time, looking for Kelly inside. It's Kelly has the ball. Can he control it? Shane Walsh is in, so too is Malumphey. Malumphey hand passes it back to Shane Walsh, 20 metres out, trying to get a strike on it, coming out to make room for himself. He takes his shot, has a look at the post and sends it over the bar. That's great play by the 4 Mile Waterman. Got that brilliant goal.
against Kerry a few years ago. Got a brilliant point last Sunday. Now he's got a super score, putting Waterford in front at a vital time as we approach half-time. Good score, Shane Walsh.
In fairness, Shane Walsh, Steve Malumphey are really kind of working hard for us in that forward line, and they're keeping us in this game. They're going great guns, the two of them.
From the puck out
as well, and was very doubtful. They kept it quiet down there, but it was very doubtful right up until this morning. Breaking ball and sheer pressure gives Waterford the advantage. There's a chance for Dan the man. What a goal! Beautiful movement, beautiful strike, and it's the Lismore star. There was a choice here. Look at this, Waterford breaking down the Cork defence. Take your chance. John Mullane had to get out of the way, and Dan the man flashed it past Anthony Nash. The game is on in Semple Stadium. Jack Kennedy still playing in that third midfield role. Stephen Malumphey from Ballyduff Upper dropping this one in. Owen Kelly and John Mullane chasing after it. Comes down first, Mullane, shot! Oh, what a wonderful strike! You can hardly see it. And Mullane is on an adrenaline rush. 2 goals for Waterford, one by Dan Shanahan, second by John Mullane, and both totally unstoppable. Watch this, you'll hardly see it flash into the net. Yeah, but Marty, he really showed his hurling brain there. You know, he waited for the break, dropped in, Owen Kelly knocked it down, and what a finish. And Mullane is on fire today. His first touch
fluctuating from one end to the other. Man of the match twice in the Munster Championship in 2004 against Clare and Cork. He usually produces it in this arena as McGrath goes for the point, and it's straight over the crossbar.
Towards Dan Shanahan, trying to steal a march on Mark Foley. Out near the sideline, very awkward angle, almost an impossible angle, but he has made little of it with a superb score. Dan Shanahan's third, first of the second half, and the teams are level for the 7th time in this Munster hurling final from Semple Stadium in Thurles. Dan Shanahan the hero.
Incredible score, and again, you know, Shanahan is on Mark Foley again there now, and I think
he breezes inside. A support player is Flynn. Let's fly! What a save! It's a goal! It's a goal! Dan Shanahan has scored another goal for Waterford after a terrific save by Brian Murray, and Dan Shanahan has got his 14th ever goal in Championship hurling. This is how it came about. This is Malumphey, this is Flynn. Watch the save, watch for Dan Shanahan, and it's 111 to 1-9, and Waterford lead.
Ger, one of the great passages of play you'll ever see in any match. Seamus Prendergast, a brilliant ball across the field to Malumphey. Great.
63rd minute. So, 11 minutes after the first, Limerick were cruelly exposed, and no better man than Dan to hit the back of the net. This is where he was breezing in and emphatically struck it past Brian Murray.